All right, the markets have been open now about 45 minutes or so, and let's see what they are accomplishing, if anything, today on Halloween. Let's take a look at this corn market here. Our quotes are from bar chart and on the big board. We'll start with the December contract, and right now it is trading a penny and a quarter higher. It is now at 479.5. You know, we still only have about a 2-cent trading range from the high to the low, including all of last night's trade. And right now we're just a tick from our high of the range, but that's not saying much. It just hasn't really moved. So a penny higher now as we speak. In soybeans, we had that export sale to Mexico that was announced this morning. And well, we have soybeans a little higher. We'll go with January since November is now in first notice day today. January is 5.5 higher at 13.12 3/4. And that's just a penny from our high of the overnight and early morning trade. In the Chicago December wheat, we're 6.25 lower. Now we're at 5.59 3/4. That's about 4 cents from our earlier low, and we're still off of our overnight high by about 8.5 or 9 cents. In Kansas City wheat this morning, we're now 5.5 lower at 6.39.5, and it had a low of 6.36 earlier. Spring wheat trade in Minneapolis, December 6.75 lower. We're at 7.11 right now. And looking at our cotton market in December, we are now trading 45 lower at 82.46 per pound. Well, we have Ben Hushon with us. We have a chance to visit for our weekly update here. He's with the mill in Whitehall, Maryland. Ben, first of all, I guess I'm curious how you're coming with your harvest activity there. Is the weather holding up for you?
Good morning, Marlin, and certainly happy spooky day to you. I tell you that it's interesting. Over the weekend, between church and various community activities, the number of non-farmers who would comment to me, we have never seen so many combines. Everywhere we go, we can see 2 or 3 combines working in various fields within sight. So that's an indication of the type of week that we've had actually the last couple of weeks. And based on what Tim Ross just shared and what the local folks are saying, if you own a combine, you were certainly running it last week and you're going to be running it this week. So harvest is really progressing pretty fast.
Looks like you had maybe a little bout of showers that just went through overnight and this morning. Did that halt things very much or not?
And that's pretty much what it was. Started Sunday off and on, kind of almost a sprinkle. Well, you couldn't even see it in a rain gauge. I don't think Sunday and Monday together we even got to a 10th. And as we talked to people, and I sent in some videos for the viewers as we talked to people here towards the end of last week, and say, well, you about wrapped up, and it's interesting. On one crop they are. A lot of folks jump back and forth. They'll cut shell corn in the morning until the soybean plants dry off, and then they'll switch heads and go back into beans. And it seems like almost everybody I talked to said I'm 80 or 90% of the way done on one of those 2 crops and at least half done on the other. So, and wheat planting, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. That's pretty well at about 98% all but wrapped up.
So what is the situation this fall? Are the farmers able to get all the fertilizer that they needed?
Yes. Plenty of supply here in the east. There were a couple times where the terminals were out. Currently, probably some of them are rumored to be going to be out here next week. But there's not a big push. Most of the dealers have enough cushion this time of year because, again, the farmers are focused heavily on harvest. Now, there is an awful lot. One of the newer things the last 10 years or so in our region, an awful lot of fall potash is being put out. Equipment-wise, kind of makes sense. Get your fall potash out, and then in the spring, with some of the equipment, you can variable rate your phosphorus and nitrogen with some of the equipment going across the field. So variable rate your potash this fall, and then be able to apply also the nitrogen and phosphorus next spring. So just makes a nice system to get used to.
Yeah, it's good to know that everybody has the supplies and adequate supplies that they need here this year. Hopefully we don't have to go back to that problem we had a couple of years ago with the shortages. Ben, great update. Thank you for talking with us, and happy Halloween to you and those around you. I hope you have a good one. Stay safe. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland. We'll come back in a moment. I'll get you updated on our livestock futures right after this.